What's good, family? What's good? It's your boy, Urban Sports Guru. Football season is here, starting tomorrow. And of course, I got to give y'all my week one picks. I gave y'all my picks for the beginning of this, my predictions for the season. But you know, I hit y'all every single week, let you know what my picks are week to week. I'm gonna let you know what my picks are week to week. I do want to make a little bit of a correction. I'm sorry for everything that's happened in Baltimore and all the injuries that they've happened. I'm starting to think they're going to come in third in that division. They're losing too many players. They lost a playmaker at corner. They lost both of their running backs. Pittsburgh's looking better than me, and they did the right thing. They paid T.J. Watt. Pittsburgh's starting to look better than me. Just saying. I'm starting to think Pittsburgh's going to come in second in that division. Baltimore's going to come in third. Lamar Jackson can only do but so much. That's my one correction. My week one picks start as we have Philadelphia going to Atlanta. Philadelphia is basically scrapped almost nearly everything, at least on the offensive end. They just paid their tackle, which was smart. But the rest of the offensive line's in flux. Jalen Hurts is in flux. They're going against a bad Atlanta defense, but Arthur Smith is now coaching. I think that's going to pay some dividends on offense, and I do wish they would have been able to keep Julio, but that's been in the making. Julio wasn't out of there for some time, and they haven't gotten the offense back to what it was in the Super Bowl year. I would have loved to see that offense, Julio in the Arthur Smith offense. Look what he did for A.J. Brown. You're going to see him in a variation of that in Tennessee. I would love to see him with that, especially that the fact that they got Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is going to be a motherfucker. He's going to be a motherfucker. Atlanta's giving 3.5. I like the Falcons. Then we got Pittsburgh starting off the season on the road at Buffalo. A lot of people like Buffalo. Like I said, beginning of the season is about the evaluation of rosters. Start with head coach. Start with quarterback. Then you look at O-line, D-line. Buffalo's a much better O-line. Pittsburgh has a great defense. Buffalo has a great secondary. And they upgraded pass rusher wise. They're going to be home. I keep telling everybody, that kid Russo, he gets the snaps, he's going to be competing for Defensive Rookie of the Year. I'm certain of that. Y'all know me. Every time I give y'all steals out of the draft, a couple of years ago, I said T.J. Watt was a steal. He just got paid over $100 million. Last year, I told y'all the running back out of Wisconsin is a steal. Played in Indy. He ran for nearly 1,200 yards. I'm telling y'all, this year's steal from the draft is a Jeremy or Gregory Russo. Steal from the draft. This kid is a top 10 talent, and he got drafted at the end of the first round. I was praying for his downfall. He would fall into the second round so my Giants could take him. Yes, I'm very partial. Very, very partial. That's what I was hoping for. But Buffalo did the right thing. They snatched him up. And I think Buffalo's going to win a close game. They're giving 6.5. I see Buffalo winning a close game. I like the Bills. Now we got Minnesota at Cincy. Both teams are kind of in flux defensively. I want to see Minnesota, those heads, if they could come back and be what they were defensively. Defensively, they used to be stacked. Really stacked on the defensive side of the ball. They had so many injuries, but guys are coming back. Anthony Barr, Daniel Hunter. They went and got Patrick Peterson, who has a chip on his shoulder with something to prove. Cincinnati lost a lot defensively. Then, you know what they went through with Joe Burrow, his first game back coming off an injury. And the fact that Minnesota has something. Both teams can throw the football. Both teams passing games I like. Minnesota has a dynamic running game to go with it. So I'm not worried about Minnesota protecting their quarterback. I'm not worried about Minnesota running the football. I am concerned with that with Cincinnati. In Minnesota, I like their coaching staff better. Minnesota's giving 3. I like Minnesota. Next, we have San Francisco on the road in Detroit, giving 8.5. Now, Detroit has a new coach, Dan Campbell. I'll never forget he's talking about biting kneecaps, basically saying he wants a scrappy team, was willing to fight, yada, yada, yada. I don't think the Cubs is as bare offensively as people want to make it seem. They have talent on the offensive side. Defensively, however, is where the cupboard is bare, in my opinion. I won't say bare, but not as stacked as the other teams in their division. When you look at their division defensive side of the ball, look at the Bears defensively, look at the Packers defensively. You know, they're bringing up the rear. But then you have a team like San Francisco that's loaded on both sides of the ball, and Jimmy G wins. He wins. My thing is with San Francisco, and the thing I noticed this in the Super Bowl, the trust with Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan, can he build back the trust with Kyle Shanahan? Because I saw in the Super Bowl, when he threw that pick in the first half, Kyle Shanahan said, "Fuck you, I'm taking the ball out of your hands, I don't trust you." That's one of the reasons, and I'll get to this later, why Sean McVay got rid of Jared Goff and now he's starting. And I did the schematic breakdown, doing some research, watching some film, and I seen some of the things he's talking about. Well, not talking about that. It's been implicated that the concerns he's had. Now you have him with less offensive talent and not as lit as offensive scheme. He's not a bad thrower of the football, but his processing of information, how much can you give him? You know, Sean McVay kind of simplified it and dumbed it down, was making reads for him. He's not having that there in Detroit. Has he elevated in the offseason? We'll see. Because he's looking like the scapegoat for LA's not winning the Super Bowl. For the most part. And then you got both quarterbacks with something to prove. Both quarterbacks have a chip on their shoulder. And more importantly, Jimmy G got somebody on his heels. Even though the kid has barely played the last couple of years, he got somebody on his heels. San Francisco, give me 8.5. I like that. Arizona at Tennessee. This is going to be one of the better games, week 1. This is some real good stat game. Teams that really loaded up in the offseason. You know, you got Chandler Jones coming back. Chandler Jones has help now. Future Hall of Famer J.J. Watt. Then, you know what Tennessee has done, getting Julio. And you got that monster, Derrick Henry, who leads the league in business decisions. And they're going to be home. They're giving 3. I expect a really high-scoring game. I don't think Arizona, both teams defensively, I think Arizona, of course, to get at the quarterback better. I like Tennessee's offensive line better. I like Tennessee's head coach a lot better. I like both quarterbacks. Kyler Murray's so dynamic. I like Arizona's D-line better, but I don't know if they're going to be able to hold up against King Henry. I don't see that holding up against King Henry. I like Tennessee giving 3. We have Seattle. It's a tough game to start. Seattle coming all the way to Indy to play the Colts. Seattle's giving 3. Now, Carson Wentz, you're starting off at home, a home underdog. Why? Because you're playing Seattle. At the end of the day, Seattle always ends up with 11, 12 wins somehow, some way. Why? Because you have a great head coach and you have a great quarterback. Now, like I said, the evaluation of rosters, you evaluate the rosters defensively, you're taking Indy. You're taking Indy. No question you're taking Indy. That Indy defense looks a lot more like the defense that Seattle used to have. Not the secondary, but especially up front. It looks a lot more like their defense. Seattle needs to show that they can at least be a suitable defense because their offense is going to score points. You know, let Russ cook. And they got, I forgot the running back name, was Carson's. He's healthy. If they're running the football, it's going to make the defense look better. And you know they always get big plays. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, they're going to be able to get big plays. They'll get enough big plays. The game will start off slow, but they'll get enough big plays, and they'll win. They'll cover that 3. You have the Chargers at Washington. Washington is given a point. It's basically a pick 'em. You have a great front 7 in Washington. Best front 7 in football, no question. Going against the Chargers, who revamped their offensive line, expected to be a lot better. Quarterbacks, nothing to talk about. I like Herbert. Herbert's a candidate for MVP for a good reason. Now, he blew everybody away as a rookie. Everybody's like, damn, He's everything better than advertised. It's like, shit, how come he wasn't the number one pick? That's how good he looked. Washington has a lot that you would want. Decent O-line. They like the head coach. I don't think the head coach is as great as everyone make him out to be, but he's a damn good head. He's a good head coach. He is a good head coach, and I think the skill position players are good. Not great, but good. But I think this year you're going to see exactly how talented that roster is for the Chargers. There's a reason why they was talking about Tom Brady going there last year. That is a very, very talented roster. Very, very talented. The only thing they needed to fix was the O-line and quarterback. Last year they fixed the quarterback. This year they fixed the O-line. I like the Chargers in a close one. Next, we have the New York Jets. The Adam Gase Bowl. We have the New York Jets and the Carolina Panthers. We have the Jets' old quarterback going against the Jets' new quarterback. I think the Jets' new quarterback is far more talented, but I think the Jets' team that they're going against, Sam Darnold has a much better team all the way around. I like both head coaches so far. I like the offensive scheme better, but I do think the Jets' young quarterback is going to show some things. And I was telling some people, not really a fantasy guy, but I think Corey Davis, he's going to get his targets. He's going to get his targets, and I expect to see him in the top 5 of receiving catches, yards, touchdowns. I expect to see him in the top 5 this year. Why? He's going to get his targets. And I really like the Jets quarterback. Expect a tough game, but I like Carolina. I think that defense is coming around. Now we got the Bum Bowl. Jacksonville Jaguars, Houston Texans, 2 bad teams in the same division. I'm going to take Jacksonville for the simple fact you have Trevor Lawrence. I told you before, I just hope the coach, Urban Meyer, doesn't mess this up and get this kid hurt. That's my only concern. Houston will have a number 1 pick in the draft next year, along with whatever draft picks they get for trading Deshaun Watson. So they're building for the future. They've been doing that since last year. They're building for the future. This is the worst team in football. They're going to go 1-16. If they go 2-14, I'll be impressed. They're going to start off losing this game. I like Jacksonville. Jacksonville's given 3. Take Jacksonville. Cleveland versus Kansas City. Another great game, week 1. I think Cleveland has to show that they are for real. When you this is the point of the season, you are evaluating rosters. And in the evaluation of rosters, you're looking at this Cleveland team, and you're like, damn. Damn. Look at that roster. Offensive side, defensive side, lines. Look at everybody. Like, if you evaluate the rosters, who has a better O-line? Cleveland, even though KC's revamped it. Who has a better D-line? Who has better receiving targets? Cleveland you can argue that Cleveland is just as good. I give the edge to KC, but you can argue that Cleveland is just as good skill position, especially the fact that they got the running backs. KC doesn't have those running backs. Quarterback, however, I like Baker Mayfield. He's not Patrick Mahomes. He is not Patrick Mahomes. The one concern, I talked to y'all about this before, the one concern I have with KC, 2, A, they run defense, and you play in Cleveland. Cleveland runs the ball very well. B, I'm concerned with defensively teams using that same scheme that Tampa did. 3 deep, 2 deep, let the linebackers hunt, dare you to run the football. New England did that in the regular season, and they stalled them. They nearly won with a backup quarterback in KC. I'm just saying. Taking KC, I'm just saying. Now we got the Dolphins at the Patriots, 2 Alabama quarterbacks. I'm going to give the edge to New England's given 3. I'm giving the edge to New England to win and cover that. I think New England's going to run the ball very effectively. I'm not as sold on Miami's defense as everyone else is. I think they were very opportunistic. Not great. Opportunistic. And teams that rely on turnovers 1 year to the next, you're not going to get those turnovers. I'm sorry. You're just not going to get... You can't count on that from 1 year to the next. You can't. I like New England. You got Green Bay versus the Saints. Another really great game. I think James is going to be very well. I don't think the defense is going to be as great, and particularly how good they were used to be against the pass. They're always going to be a great rush defense, but their pass defense is suspect because they lost so many players. You only have one great corner, and you need more than that in today's NFL. The way teams spread you out wide. Green Bay, they're playing for the Super Bowl. Point blank, they're playing for the Super Bowl. It's Super Bowl or bust. They'll eke out a close game. Now you got Denver coming on the road to play my Giants. The writing's on the wall. I love Coach Joe Judge. The writing's on the wall for the offense. Now Andrew Thomas, do not get embarrassed. Do not get embarrassed. Please don't get embarrassed. You got Teddy Bridgewater's going to come in. He's not going to fuck the game up. I really, really love the Giants secondary, though. Problem is, Giants edges are suspect. And we all know the issues they have on the O-line. If they could stop the run, which they're pretty good at, especially up the middle. Blake Martinez is a beast. If they could stop the run, Danny Downs making up big plays, but they're going against a great defense in Denver. Denver may be taking them lightly. I'm rolling with my boys. Another great game. We have Chicago against the Rams, 8 o'clock. Now we got Chicago. Chicago is just a bad matchup for the Rams. I mean, the other way around. Rams are a bad matchup. Rams can get pressure with 4. Aaron Donald's going to eat no matter what quarterback they put back there against that O-line. They could cover on the back end. They could cover on the back end against good receiving cores. Chicago has an average receiving core outside of Allen Robinson. And I think they'll be able to be stout enough against the run against Chicago. It's just a bad matchup for Chicago, no matter who they got back there. And I really like that scheme with Matt Stafford. I really like that scheme. I think the things that, not just arm talent-wise, the things that Jared Goff struggled at, Matt Stafford's going to excel. He's just never been... I think he's going to excel in that system. I really, really do. Starting this game, they give it 7.5. I like the Rams. We got Baltimore. Monday night, we have Baltimore against the Raiders. Raiders are going to be better than a lot of people think, particularly defensively. I think this is going to be one of the shockers. Raiders playing at home. I like the Raiders. Now, if you want my lock, follow me on Instagram. I'm going to post tomorrow who is my lock for the week. It's your boy, Urban Sports Guru. I'm out. Salute.